The talking whips and chains, mindsets all enslaved. We are kings to the grave, royalty in my veins. Melanin shining, I'm vibing. I'm with a gorgeous queen and she...
Hey guys, welcome back to the third episode of The Real Question Is, and as you already know, we're doing a Black History Month special where I'm interviewing Black creatives, entrepreneurs, just anyone who's on their grind and thriving and just getting into, a little bit more about their craft. So this episode we have Martin Moyo, who is a filmmaker, director and photographer. So first of all, thank you very much for being here. And we were saying earlier, isn't it, it's a little bit weird because you're always behind the camera and now you're in front of the camera.
Exactly, I'm not used to it.
Yeah, definitely, but it's cool. It's going to be a relaxed conversation. So I want to get into, obviously, I said you're a filmmaker, director, photographer. Have you always wanted to go into that realm of creativity, or like how did that start? How did your journey start?
Let me see. I think because when I was so I've done a lot of things in it. So I have a level 3 mechanics.
Okay.
So basically, I could have started working as a mechanic, but I don't know. I got done everything, got my qualification, but I was just like, I don't know if I want to do that anymore.
Yeah.
So I went back to college and I done business, law, and accounting.
Okay.
Right. Random.
This is where I'm seeing this going.
Yeah. So literally, I done that, got my qualification in that as well, but I used those credits for that to go into uni. Because when I was doing that, I was still doing like media stuff on the side, just like helping friends out, just all that stuff. So I was like, might as well just do that at uni.
Yeah.
So I used those qualifications from that to go to uni, and then done it at uni, and then I think at uni as well, I didn't really know what I wanted to do, to be honest.
Okay.
So, but I think for me, uni just gave me time to think.
Yeah.
And to like prepare for after uni.
So when did you start? Like, what year did you start really thinking, okay, I want to go into? Because did you start off with photography only, or did you know you were always going to do like videography and all the visuals and
I just
stuff?
did everything. Like,
yeah.
I used to DJ back in the day as well.
Oh,
so
wow.
So I'm just that guy that just.
Will you ever go back to
everything.
DJing?
Do you know what? I've done Matchbox in Reading.
Really?
DJ the night there, yeah.
So you're the reason that Matchbox is closed down? No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
No,
I'm joking.
I only did one night. But,
okay,
yeah, I just like it. It's just one of those things where I'm just a creative, just enjoying.
Yeah, so you're fluid. You just go with the flow.
Yeah.
And that's really cool. So like, so what year was it then that you started doing all the visuals, creativity?
You know what? So what happened? Let me see. So right before we went into lockdown.
Yeah.
So obviously I graduated the year before, like right at the end of that year, and then when the year began, I started like looking for office jobs and shit, and then I didn't. Can I curse?
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool.
So I started looking for office jobs, and then I didn't get. I think I done one where I just didn't get the job, and I was just like, alright, cool, whatever. But I just kept applying for jobs, and then I was applying for like ITV, BBC, Channel 4, all them type of stuff to go work in the offices and whatever, do whatever creative work they can give me. But then we went into lockdown.
Yeah.
So when we went into lockdown, that's when I was like, to be honest, when we first went into lockdown, I still didn't know what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Just like, whatever, let me just get a job sign that's just gonna pay the bills, whatever, it doesn't matter. But then, with all that free time, I just started watching a lot of YouTube and stuff, and then I'd see people like making adverts at home using their iPhones, and I'm like, I got all this time, why not? So I literally just go in my kitchen and start filming shit on my phone. And I think that just kind of brought back like everything that I'd done at uni, and then I was just like, started doing it, and then lockdown finished, and then you know L2R, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were like, yo, why don't you just come film behind the scenes for us or whatever?
Yeah.
Alright, cool, why not? And then I went there. I think at the time I was using Jamal's camera.
Yeah.
Literally just started filming like just behind the scenes for it. Just then what happened? And then at that point I was like, yeah, I might as well just go full time. Because obviously I'd done it, and obviously I was just like, I could see how, not being big headed, but I could see how good I was in it.
Yeah.
You know what
you don't believe in your own
yeah, you know what I'm saying? I was like, shit, I might as well just do it. And then I got an opportunity to go to see the Nines and NSG airplane mode music video shoot. I got an opportunity to go to that shoot.
Yeah. When was this? Just so I can get an idea of the timeline.
This is literally right after the first lockdown, you know.
So like summer 2020.
What year we're in right now?
2021, yeah.
Yeah, so
Okay,
like,
yeah.
end of summer 2020, yeah.
Yeah.
So literally right there. So I went to that shoot, took pictures of like NSG and stuff. I put those on my Insta, that kind of just went everywhere and whatnot. And then literally after that, I literally go to people like, yo, I want the NSG. There you go. What you got for me? And then shit started building up. Before you know it, it was different person, next person. And funny enough, I got, on Snapchat memories.
Yeah.
I got a reminder the other day, like 2 days ago, of my first video shoot that I'd done for a music video. So
Oh,
been doing it for like a year, but yeah.
That's crazy. So it kind of like just spiraled. You went from like not really knowing like what you wanted to do and like what you want to go into, applying for like just jobs, I'm guessing, just to get paid, right?
Yeah.
And then into just like one opportunity snowballed into like this whole thing.
Literally.
That's so amazing. So like, who would you say then? Because I've seen you doing like so much stuff. Like I was actually at Strawberries and Creams Festival, so I saw you on stage.
Yeah.
I was like, oh okay. So I've seen you working like doing so much. Who would you say is like the best person you've worked with so far? Like I'm sure they're all amazing.
Best person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the person you were like most starstruck by, maybe.
Starstruck, I can't afford to have that with my field of work.
Okay. Yeah. True. Yeah.
Sometimes I'm like, oh shit, that's thingy, but I just don't react.
Yeah, you got to keep it professional. Yeah.
Exactly. So it's just like, that's just something I just forgot about now. So don't really get starstruck. But person that I enjoy working the most with, probably Kenny Allstar.
Okay. Yeah, the DJ. I saw you doing work with him at one of the festivals, right?
We went to multiple festivals together.
Yeah. Oh, amazing. Oh, that's so cool.
So, yeah.
What is it that you like working about him the most?
Do you know what it is? It's just, I don't know. I think we have a good working relationship.
Yeah, it works.
It works. Like they believe in me enough to be like, alright, cool. Just do your thing.
Yeah.
And they know I'm going to deliver as well. It's like, you know what I'm saying?
Amazing.
So it's like, yeah.
Obviously, you're really good at what you do now with your directing, filmmaking, photography. What do you do more of, by the way?
What do more of? I do more of like directing, so videography.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So yeah, you're really, really good at that. Do you ever see yourself like expanding into, I don't know, like training up people, becoming more of a company? Like, what do you see the next steps career-wise being?
Career-wise. So obviously going into creative entrepreneurship, so which means we're opening everything up. So I think it's a new space for like videographers and creatives. It's no longer one thing and that's it.
Okay.
I think now you can actually tap into everything.
Yeah.
And we've seen a lot of people do it. So now there's videographers that have merch, like online stores, everything. So it's like it's open and like the market is big. I think anyone can really make it. And yeah, I got a few ideas coming up.
Exciting. So you'll create almost a brand in yourself with because like you said, creating merch and stuff like that. That's a whole brand doing like that. Because I feel like people, I've seen different people do it, or different creatives, like Tiffany Calver, this DJ, I've seen her like sell merch, but like that, do you know what I mean? So that's where you see part of your journey going. Yeah,
literally.
That's so cool. So you're like completely like working for yourself then, completely freelance, like you just. And do you ever have like, obviously I know with people who are freelance creatives, sometimes it can be scary because you don't know when you're going to get your next job or like who you're going to work with next. Do you ever have that, or do you just have like complete faith that like you know the next job's coming?
At the start I did, but now I'm turning down jobs right now. So.
Wow, is that you? Yeah.
Not really like that, but it's just...
No, I get it. I get it.
Sometimes it gets...
Yeah, and you can't do everything. Yeah.
Exactly, so... Yeah, the start, it was like... I think, because for me it was like, alright, cool, I'm starting out, so I didn't expect to be like booked up all the time.
Yeah.
So even like when I didn't know when my next job was coming, I was still alright with it because it's just like, alright, cool, I'm starting out, cool. But then literally done it for like, by my second month, I think I was just had jobs lined up from there.
Wow, that's like, you might not know the answer to this, or maybe you thought about it, but how do you kind of sustain that, doing all these different things? Like, I'm guessing you're going to have to hire people eventually.
It's 24 hours in a day.
Yeah, okay. No enjoyment, just
no
work.
Listen, you have to make work enjoyable. That way it feels like you're not working.
Okay.
So, but with hiring people, it's hard. It's the hardest part because
You need people that you feel aligned with as well, I guess.
Yeah, you need people that can get the job done without having to chase. Because if you see this, sorry, but you've done it to yourself. Cool. I hired one person,
Yeah.
So I filmed something with someone else, and then they felt like that was not enough, and they wanted to film more stuff for that, innit?
Mm-hmm.
But then the date that they wanted to do it, I was booked for something else, so I couldn't do that one. So I was like, alright, cool. I've already done half of it. And then I called up someone else that had asked me, yo, if you ever have anything, let me know, whatever, I want to get involved, help me out. Cool. I was like, alright, cool. So I called him, I was like, yo, I'm doing something else, I can't do this. Is it cool if you go do it?
Yeah.
I told him, just go film it and I edit myself.
Yeah.
He's like, cool. He went to film it, right? Then, whatever, at the end of the day, I rang him, he was like, yo, was everything cool? He's like, yeah, I got everything, cool. Then at the end, he's like, yo, please let me edit it. Yeah. He's the one that asked me to edit it. I was like, yo, listen, I was going to edit myself. So, if you want to, do it, but just know that. But I said, to him, you have a week and a half to do it. If you cannot get it done, let me know now, and I'll do it myself.
Yeah.
He's like, no, I can do it. I was like, alright, cool. Get everything. This thing took 4 weeks to get done, to get back to me. Yeah. And on top of that, I sent it off, and the guy's like, yo, this is not how you usually do it. Like, what's going on?
So it
I was
wasn't
like,
up to par either.
I had to redo it myself.
Yeah.
So literally I waited 4 weeks, and then I had to even redo it myself. So it's like, it's a lot of wasted time, and the excuses were mad as well. Like the excuses were just like, yo, I didn't have internet, so I couldn't edit. Okay, cool. Oh, my dad distracted me last night.
Yeah.
Like,
I guess that is difficult as well in your field when you're trying to expand, because like I guess a lot of what you do is so unique to you. So like the way that you edit and the way that you capture images and stuff like that, and like you said, people should decide who they want to work with based on if they can see the vision.
exactly.
So if you're trying to expand, then I guess it's really difficult because no one's going to be exactly like you in the way that you do things.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just, it's all about finding the right people though. And,
Maybe you just have to get like a PA eventually. That can help take the load off a little bit. Yeah.
At some point I'm definitely going to need that.
Yeah. Oh, amazing. So what does this might be getting too much detail, you might be like, I don't know, because it's like always changing. But what would you say like an average week looks like for you now that you're like completely booked up? Yeah. Like, what does that look like day to day?
Shit, I'll give you like my past week.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, cool. So my past week I was booked for a music video on Saturday and Sunday. So I was like, alright, cool. So last week on Monday, obviously, so usually now I try to be booked up just Saturday, Sunday, then I use Monday to Friday to edit.
Yeah.
So that by the time it gets to the next weekend, I've done all of that.
Yeah.
So I have, don't know if I can say the name, but basically I work with one company every Tuesday.
Okay.
To shoot for them, whatever, it's like a YouTube series.
Okay, nice.
So I know on my Tuesdays, every Tuesday I'm doing that.
Yeah.
And then Saturday, Sunday I'm probably filming some music videos and stuff.
Okay.
Then all the other days I edit.
Nice.
But it's last week, Monday, I got a phone call. So there's Ghana Music Awards, which happen, so they take place in London every year.
Okay.
So all the artists come over to do the awards and then they go back. So these guys, Doc Nation, they're like Ghanaian artists. They're only here for a week. And they wanted to get as many music videos as they can before they go back. So literally they just went back today and started shooting them from Tuesday all the way till Saturday.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's been full on.
Full on week. So literally this week I've not had a day off at all.
Yeah. And then you haven't been able to like properly edit like you usually would week to week.
Yeah. And their music videos as well, finished editing it like last night, so.
Wow.
Yeah, no sleep, just getting it done. It's like, literally it's like,
Okay, that's awesome. So like, what would you? Because obviously, you've been doing this now for a year and a bit, like full time.
Yeah, self-employed. Yeah,
year and a bit full time. When you started off, did you have any sort of like clear goals? You were like, I want to do this by this year, or have you kind of just gone with the flow and just allowed the opportunities to come, the more work that you do?
I think I only had like one goal, which is probably what I still go with right now.
Yeah.
Like, as long as my next project's better than the last, I'm good. Literally, that was it. That was my thing. It's just get a better project than the last one, and that's it.
I really like that. So you're like so focused on self-improvement rather than specific milestones.
Yeah, because I feel like with that as well, you attract the right people in it. Because
because people want to have good work. People want to have a good project.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I feel like you've answered my next question. So it's going to be like what do you want to do next? What do you have any sort of like milestones? Do you have any artists that you really want to work with, or projects that you want to do, or is it mainly focused on self-improvement goals wise?
I think, to be honest, I don't know, I just go with it. It's like, whatever comes to me, innit? But, my next one, can't speak on that one,
Okay, there's a lot of secrecy.
No, it's not that, it's not that. Just gotta say it's cutting people off, innit? But some people might get hurt by that one, so.
Oh, I see. Okay, cool. So you want to be more like, you want to have more discernment, you want to be more selective with like, who you're working with.
So obviously, as you get better and you get bigger, start working with bigger artists and stuff.
Yeah.
What happens more time is, so let's say now I go shoot in London, and let's say a project's like £800, right?
Mhm.
I got to do that there, but when I come back to ends, the people that I worked with before, they're still expecting, let's say whatever, £200-300 projects.
Right.
And then now it ends up getting so many of those low budget projects that they're taking time away from me completing my big project.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, it's a point where you just have to start dropping people off. But at the same time, it's like...
It's difficult.
Yeah, it's not easy. It's like, cool.
Yeah.
Like, you have good working relationships with those people, so it's like...
Yeah. But I guess people have to appreciate that with, like, this, it's the same with everything, right? Like, such a random example, but let's say a builder, when they start out, they can charge or they can quote a really low fee because they're just starting out, they don't have a portfolio. But then the bigger you become, the more jobs that you do, obviously your portfolio shows for itself, so then obviously you can increase your prices. So I guess people have to understand that. Or do you feel like they do?
They have to, but I don't know if they do.
If they always do, yeah, no, that makes sense. Okay, so your goals are basically to cut people off. That was
I didn't put it that way, but just, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Improve the quality of clients, I'd say.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. That makes sense.
That way as well, I'm able to provide a better service for everyone.
Mhm. Definitely. Well, I can't believe that. Like, it's amazing that you've been able to create such a portfolio and work with so many names in the UK in just like a year of like starting out and doing stuff. Did you ever want to so let's say before uni and college and stuff, were you always creative, or did you kind of just stumble upon being creative when you were studying and figuring out like what you wanted to do with life?
I think I was always creative, but I didn't think of it as a job.
Yeah.
So it's like, alright, cool, I do stuff at home, whatever, but didn't really think about it becoming a job. So it's like, the older I got, and then it's like, even at the start, when I first started doing it, I was like, yeah, maybe I could get a job, just do this on weekends and whatnot.
Yeah.
But I think my advantage over everyone else, well, I'm not going to say everyone else, but as in the way, how I've managed to do it, I think it's because I was not working at all. Because you see, as creators, most people like to get a job, and then the weekends or whenever they get free time off, they do the other stuff. Yeah, that's good, but it's like, I think with me not having to do that, it allowed me to focus my whole week on building. So that's how I was able to
actually get there. I guess in a way you're really fortunate to be able to do that, because I think for a lot of people they have to like have that job to be able to like sustain and like.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's just
Okay, cool. So I guess that brings me perfectly onto what I was going to ask next, which is like for like I guess startup creatives or like filmmakers, directors, photographers, anyone kind of in your field. What piece of advice would you give to them to get to the point that you are now, where you're having to like turn down jobs and be more selective and you're getting these big projects?
Shit. Do you know what it is? Everyone you work with, don't look at it as just a job, innit? Like, you don't know who's gonna bring you what. So at the same time, most of people that I work with, I like to have like a personal relationship with. So it's like, even though I know it's a job, it's still nice to actually talk to people, just check on them, see how they're doing. Sometimes and then just real one-on-one, and then it's just.
So you're really building that relationship with your clients.
It helps because I get phone calls like, yo, this person sent me your number, this person like, and it's like crazy, like people that are like never thought I'd be talking to type thing. So,
and you're just like, not starstruck, keeping it moving. No, I definitely hear that. Oh, okay, amazing.
But also, this is the advice part, innit?
Yeah.
Also, do stuff for yourself and forget about Instagram likes and all of that.
Yeah, that's a really good bit of
For
advice.
real, like you see that will hold you back more than anything.
Yeah.
That's what it is. So
No, because definitely I think people get caught up in the social media sort of like, it's just weird, isn't it? Like it's obsessing over likes and stuff like that. But you could be, like you're getting a lot of good projects and big jobs and stuff like that. And I guess if people just looked at likes, it could look like a completely different story.
see, one thing that I've never done, right? I've never asked no one to repost my stuff or like or do any of that.
Okay, that's interesting.
Never asked no one.
So you solely rely on word of mouth, I guess, then in terms of getting your brand and your business out there for people to book you.
Yeah, because what's the saying? 90% of marketing is word of mouth, right? I think that's the saying. So especially for me, I just believe in my work. So it's one of them ones where it's like, cool. There's something that comes with genuine marketing. You know when you see something without having to put in your face to be like, oh shit. Like you see that with music. Let's say you find a song that like randomly just stumble across a song, you're like, oh my god, no one knows about it. I like this song, you start playing it, you actually enjoy it type of thing.
Yeah.
That's how I kind of look at it. It's like, cool. If you find me, you find me, we're meant to work together. If not, it's cool. Because at the same time, right, what a lot of people, it happens a lot, especially people that start doing music as well. Everyone will repost your thing. Every single person. You get 2,000 retweets, 2,000 likes, and then you go on the song, it's got 100 plays. That's what I do not like. It's like, I don't care if it looks good here. I'd rather don't have it than have something that's not real.
That's fake, yeah. It's like on the surface.
Cause then that's when people start crying. It's like, man. If you didn't force people to repost your thing, it's cool.
You have like, by the way, you have like a really sort of, I feel like a laid back energy. Do you know what I mean? Like I feel like you have a very much like, it is what it is, like the way that it's meant to happen will happen. Do you have a faith at all? Like, are you spiritual, or do you just kind of, is that just you? Like, that's just your, because you know, for some people, like the reason why they can be so calm is because like maybe it's their faith. They're like, I know God's got me, or do you know what I mean? But like for you, is it just you just believe in your source and you're just like,
I just believe in me. No one lie to you.
Yeah.
You have to believe in yourself before anyone can believe in you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just. I know it's good. I believe in time, innit? Time solves everything. So if it's not solved yet, then the time's not right. So it's just,
I like it. I feel like you're rubbing off on me. Like that self-assuredness. It's like, balance. Like everything's gonna happen the way it's meant to happen. Just keep it moving. Keep on your grind. That's really, really cool. So this is the real question is, and I always like to ask a bit more of a nitty gritty question for the real question. So like obviously in the creative field, and I think especially now, like we're seeing things like Dave Chappelle saying like controversial comments, and DaBaby has like been like just unbooked for everything because of like the comments that he made. Do you ever like worry about your values and your morals, and then how that can coincide with like you working maybe with someone who says controversial things, who has beliefs that oppose yours, or who has beliefs that maybe oppose the general status quo that is seen as like unacceptable? Have you ever had that? And if you haven't, how do you think you would navigate that situation?
Do you know what I think? This is like a whole thing on its own.
No, go into it. I want to hear.
Cool. I think everyone's supposed to think different, right? As in, now I'm going back to uni days,
Yeah.
So there's what are they called? You know the people that come up with theories and stuff. This guy called Hockenhammer and Adonis, I believe, and they said standardization does nothing to stimulate the critical mind, but rather recreate standardized products, right? So that, when I look at stuff like that, it's like, cool, we are not meant to think the same. Like, so if me expecting you to think like me, that's just not real. Before you know it, people are going to start pretending to think like you.
Yeah.
So it's one of them ones where someone can say what they want. It's none of my business, right? It's like, cool. You might say something that I don't like. I'll tell you, I don't like that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's none of my business.
Okay.
So, cool. You could say something, but this. I'm like, alright, cool. I don't like that. It's none of my business. Cool. And then you're like, oh, I want to work. Cool. Let's work on that project. You know what I'm saying? Like.
Yeah. Okay. So do you feel like you can separate the person or the client you work with, the artist, from maybe their views and opinions?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
Because you're not gonna go into Starbucks and not buy coffee because someone in that company says something mad.
Yeah.
Would you do it?
I mean, I'm quite extreme. I've definitely boycotted Starbucks.
Have you?
Before, yeah. When
yeah.
I found out where some of their profits were going. But no, the reason why I ask is because I feel like we're in a world where there's a lot of conversations around, I guess, political correctness and what's acceptable, what isn't acceptable. And I wonder, like, for creatives specifically, like, what sort of minefield that is trying to navigate if you're, like, concerned about potentially working with someone who could, like, tie your brand in the future because they get... Do you know what I mean? And, like, if you get associated with the wrong people, then maybe that can... So that's why I was like...
No, that is a thing, though.
Yeah.
It is a thing, but it's like... With you as well... Do you know what it is? You only get caught up if you get yourself involved in stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For me, I just like to come do my work and then I'm out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When you start getting yourself involved in that type of stuff, then you're going to have to start upholding whatever values those people, like, live by. So it's like, I just don't care. I'm just I'm just doing my work and I'm out. But at the same time, it's like, even with the world, it's just like, I don't know. We're not all meant to think the same. So.
No, and I hear where you're coming from with that in terms of the standardisation and stuff. That's a really good quote. So an extension of that same question, would you then ever, so obviously you were saying earlier how you have to now get to the point of turning down work based on like the budget and stuff or the prices that they can offer you and also just your time. Would you ever turn down work based on like the individual, for example? Let's say like, so this is a bit of a tough question. Let's say your average project right is £800. Let's say someone offers you £5,000. But as a person, like everything they're doing, even like what you've been asked to film, just goes against just like everything you are and your core beliefs.
I'll keep it real. Yeah. I'm gonna do it, but I'm not putting none of my tags on it.
Okay, like at the beginning when you have...
Yeah, you know what, I got like my logos and whatnot, I'm not putting none of that there. Like, no one, like, as in, I'm not going to be like out here advertising it and just going to do it, just leave it there and that's it. That's what it is,
Okay, cool. So that makes me think of another question.
Yeah.
And obviously you've worked with L2R, so you know that I interviewed Jaji at the beginning of this series. And I asked him, money or passion?
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask you the same question. So obviously you're passionate about the work that you do, like the visuals and stuff. What you create is amazing, by the way.
Thank you.
So for you, money or passion?
I'm going to say money. Do you know why?
Okay.
Without money, it'll kill your passion.
Interesting. Expand on that.
Like, listen, if you love something so much, right, and you're not able to sustain yourself doing it, at some point you're going to end up hating it. So...
Gems. Yeah, okay.
So to protect your passion, you need to make sure you put that money first.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay. I was going to go deep into like capitalist society, but we won't do that.
I got time.
This is a fun interview. But no, I definitely hear what you're saying because at the end of the day, like you can't survive in this world without money. So yeah. Do you feel like then sometimes money can stifle creativity, or?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. So even like with the stuff I was saying about low budgets and stuff, it's sometimes, let's say, remember I said about my next project being better than the last.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say a project I'm working with has got like £2,000 budget and I'm able to go buy stuff like set design, make sure everything looks good, whatever.
Yeah.
And then I have like a £200 budget this side, so I have to go to the streets and just film something like random in the street. It's like cool for me. Even with that low budget, so I can't really create what I want just because of that. So because of lack of budget, I cannot make that the best work that I can.
Yeah.
And I need that money to actually create what it is. And with a lot of creatives as well, a lot of us can always do better, but just the funding probably holds you back. So you have to create what you can instead of what
you'd want to.
What you want to.
Yeah.
That's it.
No, I definitely hear what you're saying. Because this is the real question is, and Martin has had a lot of gems and different sort of I like the way that you think, I would say, is, what's the word that I'm looking for? I would say it's just like you're in your own lane. Like you beat to the track of your own drum sort of thing.
You have to.
Which I like, it's really individual, and I like that. Like you're not trying to, I guess, be a sheep and a follower or whatever that is. So it means that when I ask the real question, as you guys know, usually the theme of the real question is we ask that question and that's the end of the episode. But I wanted to get into it a bit more because I was interested, I was intrigued. Yeah. So I'm going to ask a real question part 2.
Cool, yeah, go on.
Which is, and you might not want to answer it because you might be like, no, this is too much to say on camera.
Yeah,
but who do you think is the worst person you've ever had to work with?
Worst? Listen. Let me think about that.
Really? You're going to answer it? I'm so excited.
I might not say the name, but I let you know why they're the worst. Okay,
I'll take that.
Do you know what? It's a certain type of people, and it's not anyone who's
specific.
Yeah. But it's the people that do, what do you call it? Price shopping. So they only work with you just because for the price. So they go around asking, yeah, I want to do this, how much is it? And then they ask like 5-10 people, and then they go with whoever's the cheapest guy. Okay. That's what I don't like. Those are the worst because they want to pay the least and get the most. Right. So it's like, yeah. Sometimes you get to a point where you're working on it, and you're just thinking, this is not even worth all that. Like, it's just, I don't want to do it no more. And then you're just like, yeah. Okay, fair enough. So it's a type of person. Yeah.
So for all you people out there who are looking to hire a director, filmmaker, photographer, don't be, what did you call it, a price shopper? Don't be a price shopper.
Work with who you like, and that's it. Literally just, if you like someone's work with them. Yeah. Don't work with them just because their price is different, because you're going to start asking for things that they do not do or they cannot do. And then you're like, can you do this like this guy? Can you do this like this guy? And you're like, yeah, that guy done that because there's a £5,000 budget. How do you expect me to do that on this? You know what I'm saying? It's just... Yeah.
I completely hear you. Okay. Oh, thank you so much. I really enjoyed this conversation. I'm so excited to see Martin Moyo visuals on the next few videos. What's coming out next, and like
coming up.
Yeah, and like what you said about self-improvement and like how you kind of focus on that. I think that's so good. So I'm excited to see where you go next. But thank you guys for watching. If you have any more questions about the way Martin thinks, put it in the comments.
Yeah, I'll come reply myself.
Yeah.
I'll reply to the comments.
Amazing. And make sure you stay tuned for the last episode of The Real Question Is for the Black History Month special. Bye.
It's moving like it's time for dinner. I'm a winner in the winter. I'm a sucker for the summer. Seen a woman with fetish for this melanin, had to drop her. I got the heart of Simba and the passion for my people. I was raised in the West, but I'm from the land of copper. I got the wisdom of a Zulu in my heart.